Welcome in everybody to another episode of the Play Like a Jet film room. I'm Luke Grant, and today let's take a look at the Jets rookie left guard Alijah Vera-Tucker. AVT missed the entire preseason. He missed most of the joint practices and really was thrown out against the Wolves. A tough first test against a fast-paced, aggressive, and multiple Panthers front seven. He had his ups and downs, he took his lumps, but let's evaluate his performance on the whole. The structure of the video, we're going to start with his best reps in man, one-on-one blocks in pass pro, look at some of the poor reps he had in pass protection, then how the Jets really struggled against stunts, and we'll end on a positive note. So without further ado, let's jump into the film. You can see Alijah Vera-Tucker, right guard, second from the right of screen. Here the Panthers are bringing a six-man protection. Connor McGovern tries to hand off the stunt and makes a mistake, but all eyes on Alijah Vera-Tucker. Does a terrific job with heavy hands. I want you to watch here off the snap. When he punches with that two-hand punch, the neck and the helmet of the defensive tackle snap back. Really good weight of hands, tight hands, and then he gets those feet around, mirrors the defensive lineman, and then stonewalls and stiffens that back up. It's a fantastic rep on what's a bad play for the Jets, but aggressive tight hands and the ability to stonewall and keep those feet active. I love that from AVT. Another good pass rush here. He's going to take on the 4-eye tech. It's a bull rush. He's going to use that runway and go straight into Vera-Tucker's chest. As we let the play roll, you'll see he gets that right hand just inside, does a really nice job controlling the chest, and then when that left foot hits the ground, he's giving some ground. He's kind of losing the battle here, but he's able to drop that anchor. And once again, watch when he drops the bottom, straightens the back, and he's able to just stonewall. I really like that ability. You saw it a couple of times in emergency situations, Vera-Tucker with tight hands, but more importantly, the ability to anchor. Third one here, coming out of their own red zone, a tough spot for an offensive lineman, and he's actually fooled off the snap. You'll see here the defensive tackle shapes to go inside. He takes a little stab step with his left foot. Vera-Tucker opens up his hip slightly, and then he comes back with a club. But watch Vera-Tucker react. Right here, he's in a poor position. The defensive tackle gets to his outside shoulder. He's in the prime position, but Vera-Tucker repositions his hands and gets them tight. That's right here. Now watch him work the feet into it, and really nice hip flexion when the tackle tries to come back inside. Vera-Tucker can handle him, and that's a really nice comeback. Because if you see off the snap again, he's in a bad position, but it's the ability to recover, overcome the swipe, and re-establish tight hands. So last really good rep for Vera-Tucker here. It's in the quick game in the second half. That was the biggest adjustment from Mike LaFillo, who went more to these quick three-step drops. And Vera-Tucker's aggressive off the snap at left guard, shoots off the ball, gets really nice tight hands, forces that head back, and then really gets his body weight and momentum. And he's able to actually cause a little bit of displacement at the line of scrimmage, even in pass pro. Really like that one. It's nothing extraordinary, but just a really solid rep in the short three-step passing game. And I thought it was one of his better ones of the day. Now we transition to a little good and a little bad. So this is kind of our turning point. So Vera-Tucker at left guard takes on the one tech. And right now he's doing a fantastic job. He gets hands inside, as we've talked about. Really nice job moving his feet, and he stonewalls. This is about 2 seconds into the rep. Zach Wilson doesn't help him out here. He's slow to get rid of the ball. And you'll watch eventually the defensive tackle defeats Vera-Tucker's left hand, but watch how he just throws down the emergency anchor. He's in trouble right now, but he stonewalls, and the ability to just drop his bottom, get that foot in the ground on the right-hand side, and just stiffen up the back. It's impressive. Really like that from Alijah Vera-Tucker. Now some of the not so good. We've got 3 plays in man, one-on-one blocking situations where he just flat out lost. This one, again, it's a slower developing play. It's third and long. But Vera-Tucker, second from the right of your screen, he loses his balance slightly right here. You'll see him kind of get put on skates a little bit, little heavy hands from the defensive tackle. And then Gross Matos does a great job controlling the wrist. Right now, you'll see him control Vera-Tucker's right wrist and then follows it up with a little rip underneath, and Vera-Tucker's just beaten. Now look, he doesn't lose instantly, but he just doesn't do a good enough job defeating the hands, getting to the chest, and it lets Gross Matos win the rep and force an incompletion. It could have been interception on third down. This one here, a couple of plays later in the fourth quarter, it's a huge point in the game, and Vera-Tucker loses again. This time, he mistimes his punch. He goes early with his hands, he tries to shoot them. It's not great hand placement, but second to that, look at his body weight when he loses. He's out in front, he's off balance, and for that reason, the mistimed punch, the poor body weight and body positioning, he gets beaten around the edge. Zach Wilson has to make an incredible throw. Let's look at this for a second. Someone in his ribs throws an absolute frozen rope to Denzel Mims. But once again, A little over aggressive, mistimes the punch, pauses that left foot a little bit and freezes, and then he opens those hips a little bit early. Couple of stunts. The Jets really struggled in this area. It was disappointing. Connor McGovern, Greg Van Roten, and Alijah Vera-Tucker all took their lumps with the different games that the Panthers were running. This time here, he loses to the lead man. So you're going to see the one tech on the left-hand side of the Panthers formation. He's going to then lead the stunt. And just watch. McGovern does a pretty nice job handing this off, but there's just no vision. He doesn't look inside or feel that this is a stunt at all, Vera-Tucker. And you see once he gets to him, bang. Gets displaced by Derek Brown, doesn't see it coming, and he gets through the A-gap, and 600 pounds comes down on Sam Darnold. Not a good enough job here from Vera-Tucker feeling it, understanding that they've been running a lot of these stunts. This was poor late in the fourth quarter. On this occasion, he actually picks it up. This is one of the better ones. You've got a looping linebacker, this time Shaq Thompson. Vera-Tucker, it's an easier one to ID, but this was a better example of how he had nice vision, ability obviously to stonewall and defeat Thompson as he should, being a much lighter player. But this was a better example. There were lots of bad examples. I didn't want to harp on it too much, but there were definitely some stunt issues for the Jets in general, particularly Alijah Vera-Tucker and Connor McGovern. Last rep, let's look at a little bit of a run play. I know this is a pass pro video, but everyone saw the video of Vera-Tucker getting put on his butt and losing on that end around. I wanted to show you that he actually can dish it out as well. He's a pulling guard here in the run game, and he dishes out the punishment to number 93. He's a little off balance. Van Roten gets a hand on him, but I like the aggression, the way he finishes. He can be that guy in the run game. But overall, it was a mixed bag for Alijah Vera-Tucker. There was some really good. There was some very, very bad. If you made me give him a letter grade, I'd say it's around a C. There's plenty of room to improvement, but please, don't push the panic button yet. This guy had hardly had a snap for 4 or 5 weeks in the preseason. He came back from the pec injury. There was some good, there was some bad, but overall, I think this kid's something to be excited about, and even with Becton down, he's going to be a bright light for the New York Jets.